that was the perfect Cardinals game. They just tease you a little bit into thinking, hey, maybe there's something here with those last two drives, but ultimately they end up losing. That's pretty much the story of like the last 7 years. So to me, there's just no reason to take this team seriously. They're just so inconsistent offensively. The defense is below average. They're a mediocre team, and they're going to continue to be a mediocre team. Am I wrong about any of that? Do you want to pile on? Where are you with this Cardinals team?
You mentioned the group chats earlier. I'm in a dynasty fantasy league with some of your contemporaries, all the Ringer fantasy football guys, Danny Kelly, Danny Heifetz, Craig Holbeck, Nate Tice is in that league, a few others. And one of the things I texted to them during this game is the Cardinals are an adolescent franchise. There are 3 adults in the room in that division. And then there's a promising, precocious teenager who has moments where you're like, this gets pretty sharp. And then they remind you that, it's like, did you put on deodorant today? It's like, I went in your room and that's not a grown-up room. And that's who the Cardinals are. And until they can mature, and we saw it we saw moments of excitement and precocity in the fourth quarter. You're down 4 points, 14 points. You've been dominated for 4 quarters, and you come out and you just let it rip. You should have been letting it rip all game long, but you're just letting it rip. All of a sudden you're tied. And then you kick it short.
Yeah,
you
right.
Just make the team go 20 yards to beat you. Little stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And top down, it's a low rent, cheap ownership. It's a quarterback who I really like watching, but I'm glad isn't my favorite team's quarterback. It's a head coach that just seems a touch overwhelmed. And you're just waiting for their best players to make big plays when the game is on the line, and they just don't do it against good teams.